Good morning everyone. So today we will be discussing about that is wooden partitions and metal partitions. So in the previous slide we have already been discussed about what are the types of walls, what do you mean by partitions walls, what are the types of partitions walls. Okay, so I have also discussed about the brick partitions, and the brick partitions are divided into three types, that is plain brick partitions, reinforced brick partitions and brick nogging partitions. And I have also discussed with you about the concrete partitions and glass partitions. Okay, so today we will be discussing about that is wooden partitions and metal partitions. So in the wooden partitions, you can see here the images I have shown here. The wooden partition walls you have been seen in your offices or any of your buildings or any of your houses. The wooden partitions walls have been constructed. Okay, so in the wooden partition wall, it is lighter in weight and it is easy to construct. It is neither soundproof nor fireproof. It is not suitable for the damp locations. Okay. So this is known as wooden partitions walls. So next one, that is last one, that is the metal partitions. So in the metal partitions, it is light in weight, it is fireproof and strong, it is easy to construct and shift. Insulated material is filled into hollow spaces used for the office and industrial buildings, and it is also formed of metal leads supported and it is fixed by wires. Okay, so you can here also see the diagram of the metal partitions here. It is lighter in weight and fireproof and strong. It is constructed anywhere and it can be shifted anywhere, and it is used mainly in the offices and industrial buildings. It is also formed of metal leads that have been supported and it is fixed by wires. Okay, so these are all about the types of or the materials from where the partitions walls can be constructed. So next we will be reading about the important terms of brick masonry. So I have already been discussed, or I have already been told about the masonry. What do you mean by masonry? That is, the construction of building units bonded together with mortar is known as masonry. Okay, in the chapter 3, in the cement chapter, I have already been discussed with you about the mortar. What do you mean by mortar? I have already been discussed. So in this masonry, it is the construction of building units that are bonded together with mortar is known as masonry. Next, that is brick masonry. The construction of brick units bonded together with mortar is known as brick masonry. Okay, so we can say that while constructing the brick masonry, in the construction of the brick units which are bonded together with mortar is known as brick masonry. Next, that is header. Header means it is the brick which is laid with its length perpendicular to the face of the wall is known as header. Okay, you can see here the images of the header face, and this is the images of the stretcher faces of the brick. Okay, next, that is the stretcher. What do you mean by stretcher? The brick which is laid with its length parallel to the face of the wall is known as stretcher. So you can see here the images I have already been shown here. This is the long part, length, that is known as stretcher face, and this is the breadth part or width part, this is known as header face. Okay, so we can say that the small one, that is known as a header face, and this is the length, that is the bigger part, it is known as stretcher face. Okay, so I have already shown you about the here. This one is the sharp edges of the brick is known as iris, and this one is a frog. In the previous chapter, I have already been told about what do you mean by frog. You can see here, this is known as frog, and this is the sharp edges. You can see here, this is known as iris. Okay. So here it is coming. What do you mean by iris? The edges found by the intersection of the plane surfaces of the brick are called as iris, and they could be sharp, square and free from the damages. So we can say that I have already shown here the picture of the iris. You can see here, this is the picture of the iris. It is of the sharp. Okay, this side is of a sharp. So we can say that the edges formed by the intersection of the plane surfaces of the bricks are called as iris, and they should be of sharp, square and free from any damages. So next, that is coming of courace, C-O-U-R-A-C. This means that is the horizontal layer of the brick that is known as courace. You can see here the images I have already shown. This is the horizontal layer of the brick. This is known as courace. And what do you mean by header course? The course of the brickwork, which is fully composed of header, is known as header course. You can see here, already I have shown here the images. This is known as header course, and it is fully composed of header. It is known as header course. Next one, that is the stretcher course. The same, the course of the brickwork, which is fully composed of the stretchers, is known as stretcher course. You can see here the stretcher, the courses of the brickwork, which is fully composed of the stretchers, is known as stretcher course. Okay. So next, we will be reading about bed. What do you mean by bed? The lower surface of the brick, when laid flat, is known as bed. You can see here the images of the bed. I have already shown here. The lower surface of the brick, when laid flat, is known as bed. Okay. When the brick have been kept in the ground and it is laid, and the lower surface of the brick, it is laid flat, that is known as bed. Next is, that is, what do you mean by bed joint? The horizontal layer of a mortar upon which the bricks are laid is known as bed joint. We can say that this is known as a joint. Okay, and the horizontal layer of the mortar upon which the bricks are laid is known as bed joint. You can see here the joint. This is one of the joint, and here the horizontal layer, if we take, this is the horizontal layer upon which the bricks are laid. This is known as bed joint. Okay, this we can say it as a bed joint. You can see here, I have already shown here this figure. You can see this is known as bed joint. Okay. So next, that is perpends. Perpends means the vertical joints separating the brick in either length or cross directions are known as perpends. You can see here in this diagram, you can see here this, you can see the red color mark. This is known as perpends. Okay. So we can say that the vertical joints that is separating the bricks in either length or in any cross directions is known as perpends. Here you can see this, you can see this is the perpends, and this is one of the perpends. Okay, so we can say that the vertical joints that is separating the bricks in either lengthwise or in the cross directions is known as perpends. Okay, so this is known as perpends. This is the red color mark I have shown here. This is known as perpends. And last one, that is lap. The horizontal distance between the vertical joints in the successive courses is termed as lap. The horizontal distance between the vertical joints in the successive courses is termed as lap. You can see here, if we take this brick, this brick, and in the second column this brick, from this to this is known as lap. This is the horizontal distance between the vertical joints in the successive courses. This is known as lap. So we can say that here we can take it as lap. Okay, this is known as lap. So this is the horizontal distance from where the vertical joints in the successive courses is termed as lap. Okay, so from this brick to this brick, this is known as lap. So next one, that is closure. It is a portion of the brick cut in such a manner that its one long face remains uncut. So we can say that while we are constructing any of the building or any of our brick masonry, so we can say that we can cut the brick, or we can take the brick and cut it in any manner where we can place it, where we can place the brick in the brick masonry. Okay, so we can say that there are 4 types of closure. Okay, that is queen closure, king closure, metered closure and bevel closure. So we will be reading the types of closure in the next slide. Thank you.